Today we're going to talk about business and politics and how they're related. I think that's important to discuss after I watch the State of the Union, watching things that are going on in our culture, watching what happened with Iowa. What does business have to do with Iowa and the Democratic caucus that was going on? Well, that disaster happened because a business created an app that didn't work. And there were some secret funding going on, or not secret, but there was funding by some of the candidates, which is a little fishy. You would think in the name of fairness and objectivity that if you are going to create an app that counts votes, that you wouldn't take donations from people that are going to be in the race that you're counting. Just a thought. So we're going to be talking about that and so much more today. Business and politics. Welcome to the show, How to Build a Tent. My name is Matt Williams. Thank you for listening, sharing the show, subscribing on YouTube, the social media sites. I really appreciate all you guys have done, sharing the show and all that. Seriously, I just have such a great time interacting with you, hearing from you guys, hearing about your successful businesses, seeing your websites that roll out. You guys send me your websites, your new products, your new pitches. I just cannot get enough of that. So thank you for interacting and engaging with me. Seriously, that is why I do this show. So if you haven't yet, I would love to hear from you and how you've used the show, or just how you're killing it in business. And you're like, man, I just listen because you're in the background and I need something going on. But I just, know more about you than business. I'd love to hear from you too. That would be really great. We are part of the Fight Laugh Feast Network. Go over to flfnetwork.com. Put in HTBT in a memo field. You'll get a sweet 15-ounce mug, tons of great benefits, and you'll be helping us as we proclaim the Lordship of Jesus in every area of life. We also have an app now where you can start picking which shows you want to listen to and all that good stuff. So go over to the flfnetwork.com and and the app stores. I guess that's where it's at too. I know there's an iOS app. I need to figure out if there's an Android app for that. I don't know. I am a little sick. If you hear the sniffles, I apologize. I'm doing my best to get the sniffles out. Which, a little hot tip for you, for those of you who do not have kids. If you do have kids, you probably figured this out already. Baby wipes are a fantastic tissue that does not dry out your nose. Oh my goodness. We have like these aqua ones that are, my wife gets the ones where you kid can eat them and they don't get hurt because there's no like poison in them or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, they're fantastic, and they've been saving my red nose. I don't have a red nose, or I would have had a red nose, and it's just bad when you're on the YouTube and all that good stuff. Had the live stream show like some of you are watching on right now. Not good. Finally, Kingsman Grooming Pros. This show is brought to you by, you can see all the swag right here. It's got a great grooming box. They have beard oil, beard balm, hair products, leather products, skincare, and it's great products by a great company that are Christians that support this network, that have support the show. They're listeners of the show. So there's 3 reasons why you need to go over to kingsmangroomingpros.com. There's show notes in the link. 1, you already use the products. Go over and support a Christian company. 2, upgrade your products to better quality products. The quality here is fantastic. I love it. I'm never going back. And 3, you get 10% off when you put HTBT in the promo checkout code section. Support a Christian company. Get better quality products. And get 10% off when you use HTBT. There's no better reason. So Iowa, I was going through Chick-fil-A this morning, had my app out, already ordered all my food, had my points totaled. My points were accurate. There was no delay in reporting of my points. There's no delay in my food. I circled, waited in that long line, but that line just never stopped moving. It just kept going and going, and I was out. It was an efficient, great process. Maybe the Democrat convention next time should get Chick-fil-A to build their apps. They're probably in the market now to be working with Democrats, honestly. Now that they're no longer going to be the Christian company or whatnot. I mean, they didn't say that, but with the, them being all pro LGBTQ and all that good stuff. But man, isn't that a disaster? That company that built the app rolled it out without testing it, from what I heard, which is just an absolute disaster. I saw the donor list. I was kind of teasing that before in the beginning of the show. The donor list, one of the biggest contributors is Pete Buttigieg, which wasn't his projections supposed to be like number 3? He was supposed to come in 3rd place, and he's tied for 1st. Very interesting that he would be a main sponsor and happen to come out in 1st. I mean, a donator, like $25,000 or something he donated to the app company. It's something to that effect. it's really interesting, in the sense that what more can the Democrats do to rig an election? It's like the Bernie people must be getting like seizures, flashbacks, going into shock from just a repeat of what's going to happen. Bernie is totally going to be cheated out of this thing again. It's pretty incredible, but it's just another example of how business is intertwined with politics. Some good news has come out before we get back into our theme. 74% of Americans believe that they will be better off in a year, the highest percentage since 1977. 59% say they're better off now than a year ago, the highest since 1999. The job numbers came out, doubled what the economists were predicting. 150,000 was expected. The payrolls grew to 291,000. Now, a lot of those are leisure hospitality, which to me would probably mean more of the part-time jobs. So that's kind of an interesting perspective. Maybe that's a catch-up, just a carryover from the holiday season. I'm not sure. Education, health services came in second. And then professional and businesses services gained 49,000. Construction up 47,000. Those are good jobs. Those are good jobs. But notice they are up because of the Trump economy and what he's doing. And when I mean the Trump economy, I'm not saying the government is getting in there and making sure people have their jobs, that they're raising the minimum wage, and that's why people are getting jobs. It's because he's cutting back regulations. He's making it a more friendly environment for the private sector to do its thing. I guess it isn't really far from the theme of business and politics. Speaking of business and politics, one of the most amazing things that at least shocked me and was surprising to me. I need to make sure my thing. Okay, good. There's like a video ad playing in the background when I'm looking through my notes. I want to make sure it's not going to be up on the recording. It was amazing to me in the State of the Union how the Democrats did two things, or didn't do two things. They sat there, Nancy Pelosi, who knows how many drinks she had, staring at the papers she would eventually rip up. She was just staring at those papers like, I'm not going to pay attention. I'm going to pretend like I'm actually doing something productive and not listening to this guy talk, even though I'm supposed to be looking at exactly what he's saying. They didn't stand when Trump was talking about how he was pushing for school choice. He had that kid that they ended up getting like a donation or a sponsorship or a scholarship or whatever it was to go to any school that they wanted to go to. And he was pushing school choice, the freedom for women to choose where they go to school. I thought the Democrats would be all about women's right to choose, but they're not, are they? Isn't this kind of interesting? The whole Democrat Party will not clap. They don't support the women's right to choose in their education. But where they do support it is when you want you to kill your child. That's when a women's right to choose comes into play. Not in any other area. Women's right to choose if you want health care or not, or, no, they want mandated universal health care. No, you must go to this education system that is where we tell you to go based on the districts we tell you to go to. Isn't it strange that the Democrats don't really want any choice except when it is to kill your kids? There's something fishy about that. And then the other thing, which makes me think that they're just dead in the water. There's no way that they're going to beat Trump with this. He's talking about how businesses are employing people in such a way that minorities have the lowest unemployment ever. And he goes through and he just knocks out every group there is, every demographic, and he just knocks it out. Lowest unemployment. And they're just sitting there, scowling, angry, in shock, don't know what to do. They can't even support a good thing that Trump has done with the minority groups. And the Democrats need that group. So I want you to really think hard about that, especially if I don't know why you'd be listening to this show and not be voting for Trump. Or at least I don't know why you'd be listening to this show and be voting for a Democrat. That's probably a better way to say it. But what are you like? Why would you ever want to vote for somebody that hates you so much? Not just minorities, all of us. They hate us. They just want to rule us. They don't want to give us choices. They don't want us to be employed. They want us to be dependent on them where they have absolute authority. These people do not care about socialism. They don't care about anything else that they talk about. They don't care about women's rights to choose. They don't care about education. They simply care about control. And this is evidence from it, from what they have done in response to what progress we've made as a country. They're not happy about it. They're not happy that we're not dependent on the government as much. They're not happy about choice. They're not happy about minorities not needing the government so much, that they are actually rising in pay and rising and being able to find better jobs. All this stuff. They hate it because they just want control. They're totalitarians. They're dictators. We got to start calling them that because it totally skirts the issue, because we get plagued. Sorry, I'm a little sick. Give me some grace here. We get nailed as we're not compassionate. We're not trying to help people because we're playing on their field a lot of times. And we just need to say, hey, this isn't even what it's about. Obviously, the party that you're trying to advocate for us to vote for that cares about us doesn't even clap when people have jobs. They don't even clap when they get to choose where they want to go to a better school. So don't tell me it's about that. It's not. It's about control. It's about power over us. It's about taking our freedoms. We need to play on that ground. We need to fight on that battlefield. That's where we need to move this conversation, because it's crazy. It's absolutely, they won't even pretend to like what's going on. They don't even want to, be part of or celebrate in people having jobs. This is real. This isn't just like philosophy. This isn't just higher education theories about how the world should work. These people are actually getting jobs, providing for their families, getting respect, and the Democrats hate it. They hate it. They hate it so much. Business and politics, you can't divorce them. You can't separate them. Absolutely bananas. Almost as crazy as that guy, Mitt Romney, voting to impeach Trump. That guy, dude, he needs to be kicked out of the Republican Party. Oh my goodness. Okay, I want to talk to you about this story that happened in Walmart with the coronavirus and how I think this relates to business and politics. It's going to be a good one. But before we do, we got to tell you about our sponsor, our great sponsor, faithfulcounseling.com/HTBT. What is faithfulcounseling.com/HTBT? Well, they are a counseling service that has Christian counselors that are licensed professionals in depression, anxiety, sleep issues, trauma, anger, family conflicts, grief. They are there to help you 24 hours a day. There's 3,000 U.S. licensed therapists across all 50 states, available worldwide. So those of you listening international as well, you can text, chat, phone, video chat with them, or video call. Is that what that would be? Desktop, mobile app, Android, iOS. That's secure, convenient, professional, and best of all, you get 10% off when you go to faithfulcounseling.com/HTBT. Go over to faithfulcounseling.com/HTBT. Simply fill out a questionnaire, help them assess your needs, and get matched with a counselor you'll love. You'll get 10% off when you use faithfulcounseling.com/HTBT. You just got to use the link, get 10% off, fill out the questionnaire, and they'll match a counselor with you that you can access 24 hours a day. All right, so this story is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. An Illinois suspect entered a Walmart and had a sign that said, "Caution, I have coronavirus," and started spraying an unknown substance on $7,000 worth of produce. Goes in, they have it on camera, and starts spraying $7,300 worth of produce, and it costs $2,400 to clean up. $10,000 taken from a company, Walmart, taken from a grocery store, because a 20-year-old went in there and thought it was funny, probably, and there's probably nothing, who knows what's in that substance. It could be something dangerous, could not be. But most likely trying to do a prank, trying to get noticed, trying to have his moment of fame, get shown on Instagram, get shown on the news. And it cost him $10,000. And you may be like, okay, so this happened to a business. What does this have to do with politics? Well, because of our good old totalitarian friends and our political leadership positions, and because of our progressives who want more and more control, one of the things that they try to do is control education and kick out God. And because business has been basically not neutral, complicit, and been helping, supporting, donating to political candidates that further want to move us as a culture, as a society, as a country away from right and wrong, biblical principles. And you're like, what do you mean Walmart? What do you mean these big companies that want to do that? Well, look at where they put their money. Look at where you vote. Look at where they vote. I saw, oh my gosh, this is one of the things that drives me nuts. Is that like people will post and they try to be neutral and be like, we don't deserve Nancy or Trump yes, we deserve exactly who we get. Businesses deserve exactly what happens to them. Walmart deserves this if they've donated, and they have, to Democrat candidates, which I believe they have. I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty sure they have, because most of these big companies donate to both people. And when we continue to support, when we continue to buy into, we can't talk about politics, we can't talk about religion at work, we can't support people that have biblical standards, we don't want to go on your show and get interviewed by you because you're a Christian podcast. That happened to me from a huge lobbying group. Not a lobbying group, a think tank, quote unquote, not a lobbying group, but tomato sometimes. When we want to pretend like we're neutral and we're not, this is the stuff that happens. And when we don't engage with culture, when we're apathetic, when we don't want to risk our business, these are things that are going to happen. We're raising children in a society that has no moral compass, that been told they're animals, that been told that they are victims, that they are told that they deserve, that they're entitled to things. And when they don't get it, they act out like this. And they think there's no ramifications. They go around and stealing $10,000 worth of revenue, of money that this Walmart would have had in profitability, or that would have gone towards profitability, but they had to throw out all their produce. And not even that, it's how much it costs to clean up, how much produce was wasted because of whatever was sprayed on it. Oh, I'm seeing right now, it was Lysol. Yeah, you can't sell Lysol products, right? Because of this, like, how many people weren't able to buy fruit and produce? They had to go somewhere else. They had to come back later. This was just a total theft. And because we have companies, because we have employees, because we have leadership, Christians in leaders positions that have bought into the lie that they can't talk about politics, they can't talk about religion, they can't talk about why society needs to get back to biblical principles. Companies have been going liberal, have been pushing big government, have been pushing and creating and supporting politicians who don't stand up for people when they have jobs, that don't stand up for people when they get choices of where to get educated. And these are the results that are happening. Because we don't see the connection between business and politics, between our careers and politics, between all of the values that we believe in our businesses and applying them to our politics and vice versa. Excuse me for that. I was really trying hard not to do that. Clearing my nose. I apologize. Because we don't believe that these things are connected and that they spill over into each other's spheres of authority, because we don't see that happening, because we don't advocate for it, then it's going to be filled, that void is going to be filled by something. And the totalitarians that don't want you to have freedom, that don't want you to be successful, that want you to be dependent on them, are more than happy to fill it. And it's about time we start realizing that we need to be in our careers, that we need to be in our businesses that we lead, standing up and being leaders and pushing our agenda, not just being reactionary, not just, not being a participants, but actively pushing for our agenda. Or these kinds of situations are going to happen more and more, because we're going to be electing and supporting people in office that are going to facilitate more and more of this. That is pulling us farther and farther away from God and to their own humanist religion. Not that we're pulling us away from religion. They're pulling us away to their religion. And this is what their religion leads to: destruction, chaos, anarchy, and poverty. The wages of sin is death, spiritually, monetarily, culturally, relationally, in every aspect. The wages of sin is death. And we better start preaching that and preaching the gospel that we can be saved from this only by Jesus. Let's go out, be successful, be bold, be preachers. Talk to you next time. God bless.